rugged landscapes of Iceland, where the wind whispers through ancient rocks, there lies a place shrouded in mystery, Úlfsstaðaklöppin, home to the legendary Huldufólk, or hidden people. Many have heard their tales, but one boy's encounter would blur the lines between myth and reality, changing his life forever. What happens when you stray too close to the unseen world? In the rugged northern landscapes of Iceland, the farm of Úlfsstaðaklöppin stood at the edge of a vast rocky expanse. Towering over the land was Úlfsstaðaklöppin, a massive rock formation whispered to be the dwelling of the Huldufólk, the hidden people. Locals tread carefully around it, knowing well the tales of strange happenings and disappearances tied to the enigmatic beings who were said to live just beyond human sight. It was September 1858 when the events that would become legend unfolded. On a crisp autumn evening, the sheep sorting had drawn all the farm's adults and older children to the hillside above the farm. 8-year-old Christian Jansen, a quiet boy with a curious spirit, was tasked alongside his older brother to round up the horses grazing near Úlfsstaðaklöppin. As twilight deepened, the boys herded the animals toward the farm. The older brother, assuming Christian would follow, returned to the sorting place for a final check. But Christian lingered near the field, entranced by the soft glow of the setting sun against the towering rock. Shadows stretched long, and the world felt both vast and eerily still. When the family gathered that night, Christian was nowhere to be found. Panic spread quickly. Lanterns were lit, and neighbors from nearby farms joined the search. The fields, the barns, and even the rocky slopes of Úlfsstaðaklöppin were scoured, but Christian had vanished as though swallowed by the night. The search continued until exhaustion forced everyone to retreat home, vowing to try again at dawn. But the people of Úlfsstaðaklöppin did not sleep. They scoured every corner of their house, hoping against hope to find the boy. It was just as someone passed the staircase leading to the loft that they saw him, curled up in a shadowed corner, his small body trembling and his face streaked with tears. Relief swept through the household, but with it came a wave of confusion. How had he ended up there, unseen by so many? Christian was brought to the fire, cleaned, and tucked into bed. His parents gently asked him what had happened, but the boy only shook his head, his lips pressed tightly together. Days later, he confided in a friend, a boy his own age from a neighboring farm. What Christian revealed sent chills down the boy's spine. "I thought I saw my mother," Christian began, his voice trembling. "She was walking toward the sheep shelter near the rock, just like she always does to fetch firewood. I called out to her, but she didn't answer. That's when I realized, it wasn't her." Christian described how the figure had turned, revealing a face that looked like his mother's but was wrong in a way he couldn't explain. Before he could run, the woman seized him, her hand cold and firm as it clamped over his mouth. She led him to Úlfsstaðaklöppin, which no longer appeared as a barren rock but as a grand house with many gables, glowing faintly in the moonlight. "She brought me inside," Christian said, his eyes darting nervously. "It was beautiful but strange, like a dream. She called a girl to play with me, but I didn't want to stay. I cried and begged to go home." The woman's demeanor shifted unpredictably, sometimes kind, offering him food and comfort, and at other times angry, her voice sharp as she scolded him. "She grew furious," Christian whispered, his voice breaking. "She hit me and threw me into a corner. That's the last thing I remember before waking up at home." The friend told his parents, and soon the story spread across the village. The adults, though skeptical, couldn't entirely dismiss Christian's tale. The people of Úlfsstaðaklöppin had long respected the Huldufólk, leaving offerings near Úlfsstaðaklöppin and avoiding any disturbance of the rocks. The boy's experience only deepened the farm's reverence, and fear, of the hidden people. In the years that followed, the story of Christian Jansen became a cautionary tale. Parents warned their children not to linger near Úlfsstaðaklöppin, especially at dusk when the veil between worlds seemed thinnest. For the Huldufólk, it was said, were as unpredictable as the Icelandic weather. They could be kind and generous, rewarding hospitality, or cruel and vengeful, punishing those who offended them. Christian grew up with a quiet, solemn nature, avoiding the rock that had haunted his childhood. But he never forgot the woman who wasn't his mother or the strange house that seemed to appear out of nowhere. And though he lived the rest of his life without another encounter with the hidden people, he would often say, "Respect the land, for it is not ours alone." You never know who may be watching. Christian's story is a reminder of the delicate balance between humans and the unseen forces of nature. Respect the land and tread lightly, for it is not ours alone to claim. In every shadow and stone, there may be more than meets the eye, a world watching, waiting, and protecting its secrets.